On April 27, 2000, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask was released internationally. This successor to 1998's Ocarina of Time explored many dark themes, the most prominent of these being that of grief. The land in which you explore, Termina, is split up into 5 segments, each of which portray one of the 5 stages of grief. Each region also hosts a different race that calls that land their home. Clocktown hosts the Hylians, the humans of this world. The swamp is home to the Dekus, small plant-like creatures. Large rocky humanoids called Gorons make their home in Snowhead. Soras, amphibious human-like creatures, occupy the Great Bay area. And finally Stull, skeletal undead beings that roam the Valley of Akana. To keep this video from being an hour and a half, I will limit it to one person to represent the themes of each region. The first location within the game is Clocktown, a bustling little settlement located in the middle of Termina, with a clock tower as its centerpiece. When you arrive in this locale, the moon is hovering ominously overhead. Muta is a resident of Clocktown and head of the Clocktown Carnival Committee. During the first days, he can be found arguing with Captain Viskin in the mayor's office about whether or not to flee the town in the wake of the falling moon. Muto claims that the carnival should go on and that everyone is overreacting. In the final hours, Muto can be seen standing in front of the clock tower yelling at the moon. "Cowards, all of you. Not a one of you stayed. My apprentice will be disgusted with all of you. Humph. I will have a fine carnival without you. If you're gonna fall, fall already." Even in the final hours, Muto refuses to accept the danger that he's in as he tries to deal with the grief of his impending death. It is because of this that Muto represents the first stage of grief, denial. The next stop on Link's adventure is the swamp. After infiltrating the Deku Castle located there, Link witnesses the Deku King screaming at a monkey and sentencing it to severe punishment. It is soon revealed that the reason for this is because the Deku Princess was kidnapped, and the king blames the monkey. Later on, it is revealed that the monkey is in fact innocent. The Deku King can clearly be seen lashing out at others. This is an indicator of the second stage of grief, anger. The king, so grief-stricken over his daughter's kidnapping, takes out all of his anger on the poor, innocent monkey. And this is why he represents the second stage of grief, anger. The third area is Snowhead, a snowy summit that doubles as the Goron's homeland. Though the mountain is stuck in a perpetual winter, and the Goron people are suffering for it. When first arriving at the Goron village, Link can find the ghost of Darmani, a Goron warrior, who requests that Link would follow him to the grave that he was buried in. When at the site of his burial, Darmani tells Link how he came to lose his life. While trying to free the Goron people from the eternal winter, Darmani was tragically blown off a cliff by a strong gust of wind. The Goron also pleads with Link, asking the young boy if he knows of any magic that might cure what ails him. A common symptom of the third stage of grief, bargaining, is asking a higher power for relief from the pain that one is feeling. Darmani cannot accept his own death and attempts to bargain for his life back. This is why he is the one to represent bargaining. The fourth place that Link travels to is the Great Bay, home to the Soras. Immediately upon arrival to this location, you can spot a lone Zora floating along the bay. When Link drags him to the shore, the Zora, named Mikau, informs Link that the eggs of one of his bandmates, Lulu, have been stolen. After relaying the message to Link and asking the boy to carry on his mission, Mikau passes away. If you listen to what Mikau said in trying to visit Lulu, you will find her standing alone, staring out into the ocean and not speaking. She shows signs of the fourth stage of grief, depression, which is considered by some to be the quiet stage of grief. Lulu has isolated herself from the rest of Zora's society and is not speaking. The catalyst to this seems to be the stealing of her eggs, and Lulu is dealing with the grief of her loss. This is the reason why she is the representation of the fourth stage. The final location in the game is Akana Valley, an arid canyon where spirits who have business from beyond the grave roam. Soldiers who are stuck fighting in an eternal war that had begun centuries ago. The prominent character who accentuates the theme of acceptance is Kita, the leader of the Stall Children, who were once members of the Akana army that defended their kingdom in the war. Though once an established captain, by the time Link comes across him, he lies restless within the Akana graveyard, having fallen in battle. After Link defeats him in combat, Kita awards the Hylian with the ability to talk to Stall Children. The captain also leaves with Link the hope that he will be able to end the war. After this moment, he accepts death himself. Kita represents the fifth stage of grief very well, as he learns to accept the fall of his kingdom and move on into a better future.